Hello, my name is Ryan Pusiak. I'm a PhD candidate in the Harris Lab at the University of Ottawa, and today I'll present to you a little project I've been working on. Should purchasing limits based on dried flower equivalents be abolished? So, a little bit of introduction. The purchasing limits were put in place to ensure a safe supply and to reduce diversion to other markets. The dried flower equivalent was put in place because there were so many products available that it would be important to consolidate it to the equivalent of 1 gram of dried flower. This is also useful for the purchasing limit, which is 30 grams of dried flower. So the dried flower equivalent is based on the mass of the product and does not take into account the level of THC. An analogy here would be like comparing all alcohol to beer that differs in percent ABV, or alcohol by volume, and limiting the purchase to 30 beers at a given store. Currently, there's no advertised purchasing limits for both alcohol and tobacco, so that's a fun fact. So why does this dried flower equivalent kind of matter? The quantity of THC to reach the limit varies among product types, as we'll soon see. Low THC products are also lumped into this dried flower equivalent, which isn't really fair to those who want high CBD products and a lot of it at one time. And the limit should be adjusted for maybe the quantity of THC, something close to 10,000 mgs, let's say. So the questions I wanted to answer is what quantity of THC can be purchased at a single time across product types, and what is the price to reach these limits? So I did a little bit of research on the Ontario Cannabis Store and also the Cannabis Act that had this nice table. And what I found is that the THC purchase to reach the limit was the lowest for beverages at around 500 milligrams, whereas it's the highest for the transdermal patch at 86,000 milligrams. So that's a doozy. The price to reach the limit for flour is the lowest at $107, and that's consistent with the popularity of flour right here at around 65% of Canadian cannabis consumers. The highest is actually the patch again, so that comes out at around $60,000 to reach the purchasing limit. So here I've kind of pointed out two inconsistencies. Purchasing limits should likely be reviewed, and the THC limit might be better than the dried flower equivalent, and the THC limit might disincentivize concentrated products, and that would reduce harm to the naive user. And alternatively, this purchasing limit could be just removed, similar to alcohol and tobacco, and red flags are only brought up when the purchases are really high. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm ready to field any questions.